Nip and Tuck. This story actually happened back in the days when such things could and did happen. The hero of this story is a little boy with a heart full of smiles and a face full of freckles.
Daddy?
Yes, son?
Is my real name Freckles?
No, son. Tommy is your real name.
The boys at school make fun of my freckles and call me an orphan. But I'm not, am I, Dad?
Nope. You still have me. And as long as you have me, you're not an orphan.
I wish I still had my mother.
So do I, son.
What did she look like, Daddy?
She was a wonderful and beautiful woman, son. I've missed her terribly. And I've tried, son, to be both a mother and father to you. Perhaps I've failed, but I hope not. Perhaps I should have gotten...
Freckles' father did odd jobs around the town. Usually, Freckles had to stay home and amuse himself while his father was working. But one day, his father took Freckles along.
Oh, Daddy, look at the houses. They have green grass. All of them. Why don't we have green grass on our lawn?
Because we live in the slums.
Look at the trees and flowers. And there's a swing fastened up in the tree. Oh, Daddy, why can't we live in a pretty place like this?
We will, someday.
We will? When?
When we get to heaven. Right now, we're too poor to afford a home like these.
Will Jesus let me play on the lawn and swing in a swing and do things like that?
Son, well, when we get home, I'm going to sit down and tell you all about heaven.
Oh, will you, Daddy?
Yes, son. I'll tell you all about Jesus and our home in heaven and the fun we'll have there. Everything. Now, son, I'll tell you about heaven, if you're not too sleepy.
Oh, I'm not sleepy at all. Please tell me.
Well, son, first of all, we're going to have a city home, a mansion in the New Jerusalem. That's the home that Jesus went to prepare for all those that love him and are faithful to him.
Will it have pretty green grass and a swing?
The Bible doesn't tell us exactly what that city home will be like, except to say that it is beautiful, far beyond the imagination of man.
Will Jesus live in that city?
Yes, Jesus will make it his home and have his throne there.
Can I visit with Jesus?
Oh, yes, any time you want to. Why, we'll have a country home, too. We'll build it ourselves, and it'll be exactly like we want it.
Can I have a pony there in my country home?
Yes, you can have a pony.
Can I have a dog, too?
A dog, a pony, a swing, and many other wonderful things.
When can I go to heaven, Daddy?
Well, son, that is the problem, getting to heaven. Everyone wants to go there and enjoy all the wonderful things, but, well, so few are willing to pay the price of a ticket.
I will, Daddy, if it doesn't cost too much. I'll sell newspapers and get the money.
You're too young to sell papers, son. Anyway, it doesn't cost any money to get a ticket to heaven. Just give Jesus your heart. Always be honest and do what's right, and you will someday get to that beautiful home. That, my son, is the price of a ticket to heaven. But it's too high for some people. They simply will not give up their evil and selfish habits.
One evening, Father came home from work very, very tired.
Supper's ready, Daddy.
I've got to rest a while first, son. I'm tired out. Whew. I'll lie down here on the couch.
Daddy, are you sick?
Oh, I don't think so, son. Just tired.
Your face is awful white.
Well, maybe I have a little fever.
Should I go get a doctor?
Oh, no, son. I'm not that sick.
Shall I get Mrs. Kenton?
No, son. She's too busy taking care of her 10 children.
She's nice, Daddy.
Well, all right. if it'll make you feel better. What is it, Mrs. Kenton?
Sakes, you have a high temperature, Mr. Thomas, over 102.
Oh,
Is that bad, Mrs. Kenton?
Well, pretty bad, I'd say, Freckles. You'd better get a doctor.
no.
All right, suit yourself.
Is Daddy gonna die?
No, of course I'm not going to
Don't
die.
think your father will die, Freckles, not if you can persuade him to stay in bed and rest. I think that's all he needs.
Good morning, Daddy.
Hi, son.
How do you feel, Daddy?
Not very good.
Your face is whiter than it was last night. Should I go get Mrs. Kenton again?
Perhaps you had better, son.
Land sakes, 104 and 8/10. That's awfully high temperature, Mr. Thomas. You must be burning up inside.
Son, I want you to step outside for a few minutes. I want to talk to Mrs. Kenton privately.
Okay, Daddy.
I'm worried about Freckles, Mrs. Kenton.
Oh, land sakes, Freckles is all right, Mr. Thomas.
I don't mean that. I mean, well, I've known for a long time that someday this would happen and I'd be taken away.
You're not going to get well?
Well, it's been coming on for years.
Oh.
I'm worried about Freckles. Mrs. Kenton, when I go, would you take Freckles as one of your own?
Well, Freckles is a good boy, Mr. Thomas, but we're too poor. Fred doesn't have a job now, and we can scarcely feed our own children.
It won't be long until Freckles will be big enough to be of help, and...
Well, I can't promise, Mr. Thomas, but if we can, we will.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Kenton. And now, please ask Freckles to come in. I want to talk to him. Sit down, son. Here, beside of me. You're a good son.
You're awful sick, aren't you, Daddy?
Oh, everything's going to be all right now. You just listen to me and do as I tell you.
Okay, Daddy.
Now, someday I'll have to leave you, son. Whether it's tomorrow or 20 years from now, makes no difference. God will be with you and near you always. He will care for you and protect you. Just remember, son, to talk to Jesus often. Tell him exactly what you need. He will answer you. Be honest in your requests to Jesus. Honest in what you do and say and how you act. And never take anything that doesn't belong to you.
I won't, Daddy. I won't.
I've told you all about heaven. And someday, you and Mother and I will meet in that beautiful home. Yes. Be a good boy, won't you, son?
I will, Daddy. I promise.
And with those words, Freckles' father fell asleep. Before morning, he grew worse, and 4 days later, he was laid to rest. The world looked dark indeed to little Freckles. Land sakes, Freckles, I wish we could take you in our home, but we simply can't.
I'm going to stay right here, Mrs. Kenton. This is home, and I'm going to keep on living here.
But how are you going to get food?
I'm going to sell newspapers.
I guess that's about the only thing you can do.
Goodbye, Mrs. Kenton.
Goodbye. Well, sakes, are you going somewhere?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, where, Freckles?
Just somewhere.
Well, what's in that little bundle you're carrying?
My clothes and things.
You mean you're going away for good? Moving away?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I think you'd better stay where you are, Freckles.
I can't. The man who owns the house said I couldn't unless I pay him rent. And I can't do that.
Why, that heartless old critter chasing a little boy out for the lack of a little rent.
He's a nice man, Mrs. Kenton.
Nice. Well, I'd say he's a selfish old skinflint. It should be reported. They should do something about the likes of him.
Goodbye, Mrs. Kenton.
Freckles, why don't you go to the orphanage?
Oh, no, not me. I wouldn't like to live there.
Well, land sakes, it's better than nothing.
I can take care of myself, and Jesus will help me. Goodbye, Mrs. Kenton. There's a place between two buildings. Maybe I can stay there. Oh no, it's too small. I couldn't even lay down. Oh, here's another opening between two walls. Just big enough. Right here in this corner. If I can find some rags for a bed, this will be a nice place to sleep. And here's a good little place to hide my things, too. All I have to do now is to find some rags. Then I'll have to get some newspapers to sell.
So you want to sell newspapers, huh?
Yeah, what do I have to do first?
First, you gotta find a corner. That's a hard thing to do.
Can I sell newspapers on any corner?
You try it and you'll have a fight on your hands.
What corner can I sell papers on then?
Well, kid, you better go back to your mother and father. You're too small to sell papers anyway.
I don't have a mother and father.
You don't, huh? How come?
They're dead.
Both of them?
Yeah, Daddy just died.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I got two corners. One of them ain't no good anyway. I'll let you sell papers on it.
Oh, thank you.
Be here early in the morning and I'll take you with me and show you how to get papers to sell. Now you go ahead and try it.
Get your daily paper here. Read all about the holdup.
Nah, that's not the way. Here, like this. Get your morning paper here. Read all about the big holdup. Get the idea?
Yeah, I'll try it again.
I'll take one.
Yes, sir. Here, sir. 3 cents, sir.
Here's a nickel. Keep your change.
Thank you, sir.
I gotta go now, kid. You'll get along all right. So long.
So long, and thanks. Get your morning paper here. Read all about the great train robbery. Right here. Only 3 cents. Get your morning paper here.
The days were long and lonely for Freckles, but he managed to sell enough papers to buy himself the necessary food. Then one day, something unusual happened.
Get your evening paper here. Only 3 cents. Get your paper here. No one's buying papers tonight. I wonder why. Read all about the big fight. Only 3 cents. Get your paper here. A dog. Well, hello there, doggy. What's your name? No, I can't pet you. I gotta sell all these papers. You going home? Get your evening paper
Evening,
here.
Freckles.
Oh, hello, sir. Here's your paper.
And here's your nickel. What's that you got there?
Where, sir? Oh, him? He's not mine, sir.
Looks like he likes you.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Night, Freckles. See you in the morning.
Yes, sir. You better go on home like I told you to do. Maybe you don't have a home. I don't have a home either. You just sit down there until I sell these papers. Then we'll see what we can do. Sit down. Sit down. Say, you mind pretty well. Get your evening paper here. Only 3 cents. All right, come on. Let's go home. Well, it's not really home. Just a place between 2 walls where I sleep and eat. It's not very much, but maybe you'll like it. You've got to have a name. So what will I call you? Nippy, that's your name. Okay, Nip?
Nip and Freckles became fast friends and were seen together day after day. Freckles shared his meager meals with Nip, who helped to keep him warm at night. One day, when Freckles was selling papers, a well-dressed lady drove up in a handsome carriage and stepped out and entered a store. Soon she came out and got back in her carriage and drove off.
Look at that pretty lady, Nip. Oh, she dropped her purse. I better get it. I bet there's a lot of money in here, Nip. Think of all the food we could buy with this, Nip. But that would be stealing. I saw the lady drop it. I've got to give this back to her, Nip. Lady, 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 lady.
Oh, Henry, stop the horses.
Oh!
What did you want, boy?
He dropped this.
My purse.
He dropped it back there.
Oh, well, thank you, boy. Here's a tip.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, Henry, let's go home.
Yes, ma'am. Get up here. Come on, get up.
A whole dime. I can get Nip and me something special tonight.
That night, in his cubbyhole corner, Freckles, as he always did, prayed and thanked God for all the blessings of life.
And thank you, dear God, for helping me to be honest. And please, dear God, help me to always be honest. I want to go to the beautiful home Daddy told me about. My daddy will be there, and my mother, too. And I want to see him. We get awful lonesome, me and Nip. Get your evening paper here. Only 3 cents. Read all the news in the Evening Herald. Only 3 cents. Nip, there's that lady, the one that dropped the purse. My, those horses are pretty. Hey, she's motioning to us. Wonder what she wants.
Boy, will you come here a minute, please?
Yes, ma'am. You stay here, Nip. Hello, ma'am.
I see you sell newspapers.
Yes, ma'am. Want one?
How many do you have there?
8, ma'am.
I'll take all of them. Here's $1.
But they're only 3 cents apiece. That's only 24 cents for all of them.
You can keep the change.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Now Nip and me can have something special for supper.
Nip? Who's Nip?
My partner.
You have a partner?
Yes, ma'am, a dog. His name is Nip.
Oh,
I got a new name for myself, too. Tuck. Nip and Tuck, that's us.
what's your real name, son?
Freckles, ma'am.
That's your nickname. But what's your real name?
Tommy. Tommy Thomas.
Well, Tommy, would you like to go riding?
Ride? Oh, yes, ma'am, I would.
Well, get in then.
But I can't, ma'am.
You can't. Why?
I never go off and leave my partner alone.
Oh, well, bring your partner along.
Nip can go, too?
Yes, Nip can go.
Nip, Nip, come here, Nip.
Well, hello, Nip. All right, Henry, drive through the park and along the river.
Yes, ma'am. Get up here, boy. Come on, boy.
Get your evening Herald. Nip, look. Here comes that nice lady again. I wonder if she's going to take us riding again. Ah, she's probably forgotten us. It's been so long since she took us riding. She sure is a nice lady. I bet she's as nice as my mother was.
Freckles, do you and Nip want to go for a ride again?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Well, come on then. How many papers do you have left tonight, Freckles?
Only 2, ma'am.
Take them, Henry, and put them under the front seat.
Yes, ma'am.
And here's $1, Freckles.
$1 for only 2 papers? If you keep on buying papers like this, me and Nip will get rich.
You are rich, Freckles. Rich in the things that so many of us are poverty-stricken in.
I am?
You certainly are, dear. Many of the rest of us are destitute. Oh, we have money, but the things you have are heaven-given.
Heaven? Someday I'm going there. My daddy said so.
Your father was right, son.
Madam, where to?
Home, Henry.
Yes, madam. Get up there, boys. Come on.
Nip and Tuck settled back in the plush carriage as Henry drove off. Soon they were out of the business district and into a beautiful residential section. Finally, they drove up a hill. When they reached the top, they turned into a long, winding driveway.
Ooh, this is a beautiful place.
You like it, Freckles?
It's the most beautiful place I've ever seen.
I'm glad you like it, Freckles. Henry, stop here. I want to show Freckles around.
Yes, madam. Whoa! Whoa!
Thank you, Henry, for the ride.
Well, you're welcome, Freckles. Get up there, boys. Get up.
Look, Nip, up there in that tree. A great big swing. I bet it swings back and forth a long ways. And there's a pony, a black and white one. And look at all the flowers. Ma'am, is this heaven?
Heaven? Why, no, Freckles. This is not heaven.
It must be. It's exactly like Daddy said it would be.
Well, I do hope that this will be a little corner of heaven here on earth for you and Nip and me.
Then this is heaven.
You see, Freckles, you will not have to go back to your little cubbyhole ever again. I've adopted you. And now, you're my little boy. I'll do my best to make this a little heaven for you until Jesus comes and takes us all to his heaven.
You talk just like my daddy did. How did you know I've been praying for a home?
I just knew, Freckles.
How?
Well, God told me in his holy Bible. He said, "The eyes of the Lord are upon the righteous, and his ears are open to their cry. The Lord heareth and delivereth them out of all their troubles." You see, Freckles, God heard your prayers, and because you were honest and truthful, I was impressed to bring you home and adopt you as my very own little boy.
This must be heaven, and you must be an angel.